Hello, am I live? All right, cool. Thank you, Cheese Reaver. Yeah, so today we have the match Sloaters versus Hacksaww, and honestly, I'm really hyped for this match. I don't know if y'all are, but I'm really hyped because Sloaters has a time, an any percent time of like, what is it, 42 minutes? I'm just smudge loud. 1 second. Okay. Is that better? Yeah? Okay, thank you. All right. I was told I could do something with the C. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I want to make sure. Um, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Maybe just a little too quiet. Would this be better? Is this an okay sound? It's perfect now. All right, we should be kicking off here soon. It's 5 o'clock where I'm at. It's 7 EST, so that's when it's scheduled to start. So I'm ready for it. I'm just trying to set everything up before we actually get started here. All right, Cheese Reaver says, just waiting on our runners to ready up, then we'll hit, which is perfect. All right, here we are. Looks like we are getting ready to start. We got Sloaters here on the left and Hacksaww on the right. Now I think this is gonna be one of the best races of the tournament, and here's why. Hacksaww, while not being the best runner in the tournament, is definitely a worthy opponent. I've faced him in, little exhibition matches and just practice matches, and he's really good at the game. Sloaters, on the other hand, is one of the best, like the best of the best. He has a 42 minute, 14 second any percent PB time. Now, to put that in perspective, a 42-minute time in any percent, that's like he could beat Zost. Like if you raise Zost, he could beat him, like, maybe, obviously not every time, but he would have a chance at beating Zost, 1 out of 10 times. It's insane. Yeah. I would not want to race Sloaters in a tournament like this. But if I wanted to race, or if I had to race Sloaters, it would be in this tournament. And here's why. The randomizer is probably the great equalizer for any type of SMRAT or any type of Super Metroid run. Because one routing mistake can lose you 10, 15 minutes. 15 on the very high end, but yeah, like earlier I had a match where this was just a practice match. Oh, screw attack early. Nice. So what does that give us? That gives us possible Billy Mays right away if they get power bombs here. And then, Gauntlet as well now that I think about it. Terminators in logic. Gauntlet, yep. So missiles. And grapple beam. Okay, so with this item set, with grapple beam this early, if you get high jump boots, we could see Sloaters do something crazy like maybe, I don't know Sloaters playstyle very well in the SMRAT scene, but we could see Sloaters go to Meridia and do suitless Meridia. He'd just need high jump boots, I bet. Some things to look out for. What I was saying earlier is it's very easy for a great runner like Sloaters to lose to, oh my gosh, high jump boots. Okay, suitless Meridia, like I said, it's possible. It's possible. Oh yeah. Yeah, you would want ice for suitless Meridia as well. That's a good point. Yeah, I think you'd have to have ice for suitless Meridia since you gotta do the ice clip. Or I guess you could do the power bomb crystal flash clip. But ice would just make it so much easier and nicer throughout all of Meridia. So we're looking for ice beam for what is it called? Suitless Meridia. Ammo at BT, calling it right now. Nope, it's an energy tank. Close enough, yeah. So I was saying earlier, if there was one tournament you'd want to race Sloaters in, it'd be this one. Because predictions started. What does that mean? Win channel points? Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Oh, it looks like Sloaters gonna do it. Go into which suit will be found. Oh, I keep getting distracted when I'm basically we guess the first suit by betting points. Oh, okay. Thank you for helping me out in chat, by the way. I really appreciate it. But I started this sentence like 8 times, my bad. But basically, if there's one tournament you'd want to race Sloaters in, it's this one. And it's only because of the randomizer portion. Being able to lose and gain so much time based off of one or two choices is just so big for racing such a great opponent. For Hacksaww, don't count him out just yet, just because he has a little bit of a slower, PB in any percent, which is what I personally use to measure general skill. It doesn't at all reflect your ability in SMRAT. Yeah, no PBs, so you can't. I don't think you can get through there. Oh, have we found something on the tracker yet? Oh, they were tracking it for me. I got distracted. Thank you for whoever's tracked that for me. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. But now... Okay. Let me close this window a little bit. Open this window. I didn't see what was that Terminator. Tracking in comms is rough. Yeah, I see that now. I mean, I sure like the challenge, Cheese Reaver, of doing both. So I'm going to try my best to do both, but... Okay, power bombs right here. As Hacksaww goes for the mock ball a few times and misses it. That's okay. Like, this tournament is all about accessibility for everyone, no matter the skill set. To be able to race is such a big thing of this tournament. It doesn't matter if you're... Oh, spring ball. Okay, I can track this one. Ready? Sloaters is player one. I hope. But here we go. And we got super missiles. And what was the final item? Ice beam. Okay. So remember at the start when I was talking about Suitless Meridian. Now don't say that, oh, that was an interesting strat from Sloaters to not use a power bomb. That was really cool. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I have to race. But earlier when I said that Suitless Meridian was a possibility, I was almost joking because it almost never happens where you get everything for one part of the game. Like, I'm snapping, but not loud, because I don't want to be like loud when I snap, right? But you almost never get everything for one set location right off the bat in SMRAT. It's more spaced out. You'll get an item here, item there, from what I've noticed. But here we... Okay, and there's Gravity Suit. You don't even need Suitless Meridian anymore. Okay, whoever just won that bet in chat or whatever, the prediction. I was really looking forward to seeing some Sloaters, Sloaters Suitless Meridian if I could. I've seen some runs that Sloaters have just done in the past, and it's really fun to watch. Just the movement in general. So, kind of sucks, but hey, it's makes it a faster seed. Which I'm sure that's what Sloater wants. Hacksaww, on the other hand, will want the longest seed possible, I think, for just in general. So items at like Shack Tool, items in Croc Slayer, that's what Hacksaww wants. And Hacksaww wants to take those risks and go to those places, while Sloater skips those places, so it slows Sloaters down while giving Hacksaww the movement advantage. I'm assuming most of the people watching this are either Super Metroid, they know about Super Metroid, they're players of Super Metroid, runners of Super Metroid, and there's not a lot of new people. I don't know how good I can explain like all the general stuff. What is this game I get in chat? It's called Super Metroid. It's a game from the early late 90s, and it's a lot of fun. You should check it out. Watch this stream and other streams that Speedrunners Arena does. It's a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to play. Missing only speed to see nice spring strats from Sloaty. SLOAT, capital E. Yeah, I'd love to see some awesome movements from Sloaters. We all know Sloaters is definitely one of the most capable runners in the game. That doesn't mean Hacksaww can't beat Sloaters, but with every item that they get, it gets less and less likely Hacksaww will win, because Sloaters just has such the advantage on just sheer terms of movement, like practice with their movement, the amount of time they played the game, stuff like that. So every item they get, Sloaters gets more comfortable with just skipping other items and speeding the game up. Yeah, that wave gate was really fast. Checking Spore Spawn. And and it's just super missiles. Well, yeah, the nice line up with the... You line up with the wall with Moonwalk is the easiest way to do it. You could also do it with Morph Ball, but Moonwalk just makes it so much easier. Then you just jump and Super Missile. Checking those items. Very, very big. An interesting thing here. Oh, I thought that said Sloaters had 0 power bombs. No, he has 8. Exactly, Zeb. What needs to happen is Hacksaww needs to go one way and Sloaters needs to go the other way, and Hacksaww has to find the items first so he gets the head start on Sloaters that he needs to win. If Sloaters finds the items first, it's going to be rough, if not impossible, for, Hacksaww to win this game. But if Hacksaww finds the items first, it could be very interesting and be a lot closer of a race. We see someone saying that they'd go reverse meme to wreck ship. That's an interesting route, especially when you're facing someone of such a high caliber like Sloaters. Sloaters is going to watch this back and just be like, what is this dude saying? He's just, oh my gosh. But that's okay. When you have played Super Metroid for this long, you get some flattery thrown in there just in your name. Yeah, look at that. They are going opposite ways. That's what Hacksaww needs to have a chance at winning this. Have a good chance at winning this, I should say. All right, we see space jump from Sloaters. Okay, so that every major item Sloaters finds before Hacksaww just makes it worse and worse of a situation for Hacksaww. Sloaters is just such a good runner. I keep saying that, but I gotta drive that point in because being able to get a 42-minute any percent time, absolutely insane. Zeb says, I like going down here as Sloaters. I think I agree with that. Because, literally, Varia suit anywhere in this area, anywhere in, Upper Norfair probably is what Sloaters is going to do. It's, pretty much game over for Hacksaww. And that would be rough. However, I think the race is going to come down to where is Varia's suit at this point. This has been a really quick seed now that I'm thinking about it. All we need is either ammo and what is it called? Ammo and Varia suit or charge beam and Varia suit. With grapple and logic, I feel like it's going to be somewhere like wreck ship or sand pits. Good point. And we have space jump to jump across pits at this point. So everything, I think, most of the things are either pointing towards Meridia with the gravity suit or wreck ship with the grappling beam for progression Varia suit. LFL in chat says, if we see stacked wreck ship with Varia, charge, and wave, that would be very interesting. That would definitely be what Hacksaww needs. Hacksaww needs the most items, major items, to be in his direct path. Wow. Yeah, no ocean check. I did see that. Yeah, I don't know how much I like that. No power bombs, yeah. But you can shoot the block. You can shoot the block on the way in and on the way out, so This check right here that he just passed, that's the only thing. Sloaters did not check X-ray. Yeah, if Sloaters checked X-ray, that would, and there was anything there, that would be, Oh, he can't get to Fantoon. I think he realizes this right now. Okay. That's really rough for... I don't think these atomics drop power bombs. What drops power bombs in Wreck Ship? I think the Ghost does. Here, I'm looking it up right now. Ready? How do I look it up? Fantoon. Yeah, Fantoon does. Super missiles. Power bombs for Sloaters. Alfonso. I don't think it's a soft lock. It's a very tight jump, and you can also shoot every block. Oh, maybe it is a soft lock. It's really rough. I think technically you can get out of this, but it's really rough. I think it's really rough. He can't shoot the blocks at all. Huh. Maybe it is a soft lock. That's exactly what Hacksaww did not need in the race versus Sloaters. Okay, we're looking it up real quick. Wreck Ship drops. So the Atomic has a 2% chance of dropping a power bomb. The Bull, which you can't get to, so it doesn't matter. The Covern is your best chance with an 8% that he can get to. So he needs to kill the ghost things. Just lay a power bomb to farm it. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it's technically a soft lock, but it is like very inconvenient. The Covern has, I just read the tables, it has an 8% chance out of 102, which, yeah, but it has an 8% chance. Len the cat, I think so, because the ghost would be easier to kill, but also not really, because the ghost respawns on its own. There he goes, right there. And he's going to Fantoon. Interesting. I don't know. I think, I'm really curious about this now. Is it faster to reset the room for the Covern, the little ghost dude? Or is it faster to just wait for him to respawn? I wonder which is faster. Interesting thing to look up later or do some research into. But anyways, we see Fantoon here for Hacksaww. Oh, I think Sloaters killed Kraid, right? Sloaters killed Kraid, right? Yeah, Sloaters killed Kraid. Forgot to mark that off. Yeah, exactly, Cheese Reaver. If he gets health bombed, he can't take enough damage here. If he takes too much damage on Hacksaw's side, of course, he'll get health bombed and he won't get any power bombs and he'll be soft locked inside Fantoon. So that can't happen. Yeah, it's not very likely to happen, but crazier things have happened. And there's Plasma Beam for Sloaters. Like I've been saying this, but every item Sloaters finds before Hacksaww, that's just, like making it worse and worse for Hacksaww and his chance of winning this match. He needs at least 2 power bombs. Yes, he does, to get out. Hacksaww does. We see Fantoon on the right here with Hacksaww and Sloaters on the left here, getting ready to fight Dragon. does make this check still. Looking for ammo or charge beam. I think it's rough because Sloaters almost has enough health that he's starting to feel comfortable with just doing lower Norfair. Yeah, in chat here, we're talking about he does need 2 power bombs to get out, but just like he came in, he can farm the second one. He needs 1 to get out and not be soft locked. The second one he can farm. It's just, it'll be a lot better if he just gets 2 here, which he does. He gets 4. So Fantoon is dead for Hacksaww as Sloaters is fighting Dragon. The grapple kill it's looking like. Nice setup, nice execution for the grapple kill. Alright, and Dragon is dead for Sloaters. Now, if Varia suit is up here in Wreck Ship, that's big for Hacksaww. But I don't know if it's big enough. At this point, Sloaters has a lot of energy tanks. And every additional energy tank, like that one he gets, he's going to feel more and more comfortable with just foregoing the Varia suit and just straight up going through lower Norfair, taking the heat damage. Sloaters, very good runner, I should say. And has an hour. What? Sorry, I'm reloading the page real quick. Hour 5 minutes. So 1 hour 5 minutes in his RBO runs. That means he's a very seasoned veteran in doing all kinds of lower Norfair shenanigans completely suitless. So he might completely feel comfortable. This is Nevdi in chat says, this is super comfy starting for lower Norfair. So we're probably just going to see Sloaters skip Varia suit. He does have enough energy at this point to survive the rainbow beam from Mother Brain. So that's not a worry anymore. It's really just if he's comfortable in going to lower Norfair and through Norfair and through all these heated rooms. I wouldn't doubt him being comfortable enough. He'd definitely be more comfortable with the Varia suit, but it's just, where is Varia suit, I guess? Not with 15 power bombs. Good, very good observation with that as well. You definitely need a lot more power bombs for the crystal flashes. Now, I have a question for anyone in chat that might know this. Does gravity suit, it doesn't completely nullify heat damage, but does it prevent some in SMRAT? Because I know it's balanced and stuff like that. No. So it's full heat damage? Only in Dash Rando. Okay. So yeah, he's taking full heat damage all the way through lower Norfair. That's a lot of heat damage. Did Hacksaww save at the Wreck Ship save station? Yeah, it looks like he's resetting, so I think he would. As Sloaters makes his way into left sand pit, looking for that Varia suit. I think it's a very good choice to be clearing Norfair, or I mean Meridia at this point, because the early gravity. And there's Wave Beam. Put that on the tracker real quick. Bam. Oh, he's not getting it. Never mind. No Wave Beam. Yep, I took it back off. Yeah. Well, we know where Wave Beam is at least now. As Hacksaww and Attic here using his screw attack nicely to kill all these enemies. Making quick work of them. Reem in chat says, gonna check other sand pit, shack tool, then go to plasma, then backdoor to wet wreck ship. That would be a pretty good routing if he doesn't go to lower Norfair. Really just depends. Does he find more power bombs? What is he comfortable with? What does he think is faster? Where does he think Varia suit is. As we see Hacksaww do some nice robot clips right there. And more power bombs. Yeah, what if it's an ocean? If that would be really rough for Hacksaww, because he skipped ocean right off the bat. And he would have been saving probably a significant amount of time not doing all these checks. I bet Speed or Varia are at Shack. It's possible. It's definitely possible. With he didn't have power bombs. You can shoot the blocks in and out for ocean. Now, I guess you could make the argument maybe he didn't know, which is, yeah, I don't think it's a that hard shot. You crouch, you shoot, and then you roll in. But I don't know how hard the shot is. There's a reserve tank at Shack Tool. I check that off as soon as he checks it, right? He doesn't have to grab the item. He does anyways. You know what him grabbing that reserve tank tells me? Him grabbing that reserve tank's telling me that he's planning on going to Lower Norfair right now. Yep. Now, I don't know for certain. I'm not reading his mind, but the extra energy capacity definitely is what you'd be looking for if you're planning on going to Rex or Lower Norfair. We got bowling right here for Hacksaww, though. Nice little 30-second little, what do you call this? Break? Yeah. Alfonso in chat says, wouldn't you need more power bombs? Depends on how comfortable and how fast you are. You do get no heat or no lava damage, I don't believe, when you're doing the lava dive, which you have space jump and high jump boots for. So you don't take the lava damage, I don't believe. So it's just the heat damage. And you have a you still take lava damage? Dang, I really need to do some more research before I talk about these things. Nevity says, Plasma to Forgotten is kind of wonky because of how many checks you're skipping. Yeah, I do agree with that. But we're starting to see our first dips into Norfair. See, Hacksaww does know you can shoot the block. So him skipping it was just him skipping it. Which is okay. He checked it after. Landing site PBs are starting to look good. Charge beam. Nice. This is an abysmal situation for Hacksaww. Every major item is just making Sloaters more and more comfortable in beating the game. And I think Sloaters might be in go mode now. He might just lava dive. He might just go for it. Which, that's what it's looking like. We see Hacksaww saving. And did he take lava damage there? Billy Mays. Yeah, all these are possible. We saw Floaters check Gauntlet the very first few minutes in the run. It's just an energy tank. I don't know what's at back at Gauntlet. I don't know if I was paying that much attention. But nothing at Gauntlet. I think Sloaters at this point is just getting items to get stacked for Lower Norfair, as I'm sure he knows you cannot get Varia suit in Norfair heated rooms. Cheese Reaver does point out they couldn't check the back Gauntlet their first time through. Sir Cabby says LMAO at the Shack Tool Tracker. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. but yep, nothing at back of gauntlet. Sloater's doing some light farming here before doing the speed check. I don't know. What? I mean, I guess he has a lot more experience in this game. But I don't know why he would be doing this speed check. For more power bombs is what I'm guessing. Yeah, definitely gonna crystal flash here so it doesn't die. But this is such a far out of the way check for just be looking for power bombs. It's a little awkward, but I can see reasoning behind it. He should know that you can't really find anything in this area anymore. He could find speed, I guess, if no major items lock speed. $70 supers already, yeah, and charge beam. So, Sloaters, the only thing Sloaters can be looking for, really, is power bombs. That's the only thing he can be looking for. And speed, I guess, but it's really just power bombs. Anything else, he's just wasting his time here in Norfair. Okay, we do get the Billy Mays check here from Hacksaww, going into Billy Mays at least. No, we checked under Old Mother Brain earlier. It was high jump boots, way at the beginning of the game. Speed, right there, speed booster for Sloaters. Okay, gotta remember to track that. This is really a horrible situation for Hacksaww. The seed has not played in Hacksaw's favor. Everything has been in Sloater's general path versus Hacksaw's wreck ship path. Varia locked speed. Yeah. Meaning Varia isn't speed locked. Yeah, it was at the very beginning of the stream when we saw Older Mother Brain, because they had screw attack right at the very beginning. Where could Varia possibly be then? Good question. It could, you know where it could be? It can't, I don't think it can't be at Croc. It can be here at X-Ray though. It can be at X-Ray because you had the grapple beam so early. It could be right here at X-Ray. So, actually, I think it's a pretty good chance to be at X-Ray. I don't remember the exact probabilities and stuff, but wow, this is a massive gamble by Sloaters. I really don't think it's that big of a gamble. As big of a gamble, yeah, there it is, Varia at X-Ray. Where's the Varia suit? There it is. The problem now is Sloaters, 2 bosses left. Hacksaww, 3 bosses left. I believe that's right. Sloaters, if Sloaters pretty much needs to die here in Lower Norfair for Hacksaww to really have a good chance. Now I say that because I think Sloaters is just so comfortable with the game of Super Metroid, and his item set is just really good for what he's doing. And bombs. They're just rewarding Sloaters with everything he can get, huh? That's okay. Yeah, bombs makes it so you don't have to waste your power bombs on getting to Ridley. Everything's just shaping up for Sloaters right now. It's like the race is just favoring Sloaters so heavy at this point. We see Hacksaww getting his space jump boots. There we go. As he does the nice shine spark through pillars, through fast pillars. I'm trying to think of a situation where Hacksaww has good chances of winning this game. It's Sloaters dying. Sloaters dying to Ridley. Sloaters, I think most of the chances, not all of the chances of Hacksaww coming back from this is Sloaters dying. I say that, yeah, Sloaters game freezes. Yeah, but now I don't say that it's impossible for Hacksaww to come back. As Sloaters dying to Ridley, even the most experienced RBO runners die to Ridley. So don't count Hacksaww out at all. It was Sloaters probably is going to save here, knowing that dying to Ridley is the way he loses this game. Yep, there's the save. Sloaters should know dying to Ridley is the way he loses this run, loses this matchup. In most situations, not all situations, obviously, but the safety save. It's getting harder and harder to see Hacksaww winning this matchup. It's not impossible, but going up against Sloaters in the beginning, just such a monumental task for anyone in Super Metroid, in ever. We do see Sloaters doing a Crystal Flash right here in the wall as Hacksaww takes Kraid to prom. I believe there were super missiles behind Kraid. And missiles at Powerbomb to Shane. Kevnastics does say he's used to so much less ammo in RBO. That's very true. That is very true. He's also used to taking so much more damage from Ridley without any suits. And probably a lot less health too. He probably runs, I don't know exactly, but he probably runs 6, 7 tanks instead of 8, 9 tanks. It's looking, like I've said, it's, oh, I need to track that Hacksaww killed Kraid. It's looking worse and worse for Hacksaww. Not impossible, but worse and worse. Good point, Nevdi. That's a very good point. The energy tank behind Ridley is guaranteed in RBO, and in SMRAT, not necessarily. So he does need at least enough ammo for one more Crystal Flash. Probably 2, it's looking like. Without power bombs behind, or I mean, without okay. It looks like he's going to Crystal Flash before Ridley. Okay. Yeah, Kevnastics. I'm sure Sloaters knows what he's doing. Very seasoned veteran at the game. Looks like Hacksaww will see his charge beam. Hacksaww is probably thinking right now, if he had gone down, he would have gotten charge beam earlier. And with that, he's probably thinking, did Sloaters go down? That's what I'd be thinking, seeing the charge beam right now. Yeah, this is sketchy. Sloaters with, looks like he's going to come out with this with 3 or 4 energy tanks left. 4. If there's not an energy tank behind this, it's going to be rough for Sloaters. He's going to have to farm those little blue balls real fast, getting out of. Okay, he does have 3 energy tanks left. It's looking close, but for a seasoned pro like Sloaters, I'm sure it's not impossible. Yeah, with these two guys and 2 reserve tanks. He'll probably do a manual reserve here. What's going on? No manual reserve? It's a little sketch, but I guess he has 2 reserve tanks, so. Okay, yeah. It looks like Sloaters does whistle flash off. And it looks like Sloaters is really comfortable. I think I'm safe to check Ridley off for Sloaters now. What a legend. Yeah, he does have to get the... It's getting less and less likely for Hacksaww to come back at this point. I keep saying that, but... I'm trying to think of situations where it happens. Hacksaww did get speed. Thanks for pointing that out. RBO is not for the faint of heart. Very easy to die in RBO. And what Sloaters just did, not an easy task by any means. What he did was very impressive, being able to one try Ridley like that. Very, very impressive. Which means Sloaters just has one boss left, that being Fantoon. Now, Sloaters is not necessarily out of the water yet. He could die on his way out. It's not impossible. But since he saved after Ridley, it's not going to slow him down enough, as Hacksaww still has Dragon, and Sloaters has Fantoon, which I believe Fantoon is the faster of the two. Yeah, he is checking for energy tanks. If there's an energy tank on the way out, yeah, if he does end up dying, you're right, he can farm Fire Fleas. Looking for that energy tank, nothing. Looks like he will take a death here. I think that means he's going to check Fire Fleas, or farm Fire Fleas for ammo. I don't know what that means for this race. It's actually getting pretty close. If Hacksaww can comfortably do Ridley in a fast fashion, and Sloaters can't find a way out of this low ammo situation that he's in right now, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. 1 super means 1 flea farm. Okay. He does have 3 energy tanks, and I've seen very good runners do it in less than 3 energy tanks. So it's not impossible for Sloaters to get out as is. It's very tight to get through this next room in the 8 seconds that Jack does it. I've seen Jack do it in 8 seconds, or maybe a 7 or whatever. But you also have that big next room as well. Got to rely on the farms here. Him not picking up that wave beam earlier. Yep, now he doesn't have to do those checks. He won't make it this time either. Sloaters has put himself in an interesting situation now that I'm looking at it. Without the ammo of power bombs and super missiles, he could actually end up being passed here by Hacksaww with just, I'd say, 2 or 3 more attempts at this and not getting it. I keep saying Sloaters needs to die. Sloaters needs to die. This is how Hacksaww would win. This is how Hacksaww would win right here. Sloaters keeps dying, trying to get out of Lower Norfair. Yeah, never skip wave beam. I think he is going to take the slower approach this time. Farm Fire Fleas, farm super missiles. Ridley, pick up Hacksaww. Thank you. I don't think Hacksaww will have major problems getting out, as he does have Varia Suit, which Sloaters does not have. But again, Lower Norfair, very dangerous place. The best runners can die here, even with such great items. Oh, yep. Good point. Once he's full on power bombs, these fire fleas will start dropping large healths, and that will definitely speed him up. Get him out of here. Hacksaww, however, close behind Sloaters. I do think still, with Charge Beam and Plasma Beam, he will make very fast work of Fantoon. It'll probably be a slight detour for Sloaters to do Fantoon. However, Hacksaw's not out of it just because of this situation Sloaters put himself in. Sloaters hitting the spikes in Wasteland Escape was honestly pretty huge. I mean, every hit counted, but that one was big. Yeah, Nevdi, I didn't notice that. I don't remember noticing that, but you are making a good point. Hacksaww just passes Sloaters. They both have one boss left, but Sloaters is now getting large healths from these fire fleas, and he will be hot on Hacksaw's trail. So it really depends how fast can Hacksaww get through Dragon compared to Sloaters getting through Fantoon. Yeah, Zeb, good point. Hacksaww did have to farm those power bombs and wreck ship for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes almost. Without that, Hacksaww would be definitively in the lead at this point, which is very interesting to think about. Like I said at the very beginning, if you wanted to face Sloaters in any type of Super Metroid competition, this would be the one. It has the most variance. It has the most crazy situations where people can put themselves in. I think Sloaters was very much favored to win this race. We'll just have to see how it goes. Now, does Sloaters go back for another save, or does he feel comfortable with this 5 energy tanks? Doesn't look like he's saving. So if he does die here, which, while not impossible, is unlikely, Hacksaww will be very much in the lead. Okay, we're seeing how this goes down. It looks... I'm not a very good runner. I'd be sweating with, 300 health left right here, but I think it's a pretty comfortable amount of health getting through just this last room before Bubble Mountain. And the one room under, I don't even know what you call that room, but Speedway, Frogway. There's only one heated room between here and there, and I think it's very safe to say that Sloaters is going to make it out of Norfair. Yeah, Nevdi points out there were no E-tanks that we saw in Lower Norfair, and that is pretty unlucky for Sloaters. That made it a lot harder, but also a lot more impressive for Sloaters. He did die, but just like Oats and Goats in his Super Metroid Impossible run, you can die and the run still be very impressive. This was still a very impressive run so far from Sloaters. All right, Hacksaww. I do agree with refilling. I also do not agree with refilling here. He doesn't know that he's ahead of Sloaters. He was ahead of Sloaters, right? He doesn't know that. Did Hacksaww get bombs? I didn't see him get bombs. He does have charge for Bot Woon. Hacksaww. Now, I don't think this race was as close as I thinking it was. What? Hold up, let me re-say that sentence. I don't think this race is as close, or was as... I think the race was further apart than I originally thought. Because with Sloaters still dying at those places, a few times. Phantoon's just such a fast boss for plasma and charge beam. Trails in chat says the race is over. There's nothing stopping Sloaters right now. It does seem that way. There's only one thing left before he can go to Torian, and that is Phantoon. Phantoon, second boss of the game. I'm pretty sure Sloaters is a seasoned vet in doing it first, which is very difficult. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think deep down, I always knew Sloaters was ahead throughout, 99% of the race. I think I just wanted Hacksaww to win. Now, I'm not counting him out yet, but with every step Sloaters makes without dying, it's less and less likely Hacksaww ever makes a chance of coming back. Sloaters is actually looking like he's still doing the Doppler strat instead of a charge beam strat. Maybe that's faster. I'm horrible at the Phantoon fight, so yeah, Sloaters would have to run out of power bombs during this Phantoon fight. That would be pretty funny if somehow that happened, but he'd have to use them all or do a Crystal Flash, which he doesn't have super missiles for that. How can Hacksaww win this? What are the possibilities? How does Hacksaww win? A soft lock at stand-up glitch? Yep, a soft lock at stand-up glitch. There's dying to Mother Brain. A botched baby skip. Yeah, soft locking during baby skip. Baby speed. Yep. Noxious Nick says power outage during escape. yeah, I mean that's one way. Kevnastics does say Sloaters will likely do stand up. Again, with all this, I have to go back to the fact Sloaters, one of the best runners of all time in Super Metroid history. In all categories, top 10 times all over the board. That is so impressive. I'm not underplaying it. It is very impressive. So for him to soft lock here, very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. The race is, I'd say, 1,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1 in Sloaters' favor. I don't see a lot of possibilities of Hacksaww coming out on top. Still possible, though. I guess we just have to keep watching. IRC crashing when you try and dot done. With that, I don't know if that would necessarily count. I don't know how Speedrunners Arena does it, but it would be a little unfair. Maybe it'd be fair. I don't really know. He does only have one super good point. Sorry about that. So he has 3 super. We do. I guess. How much health does Mother Brain have? Mother Brain 1 have? Yeah. It's just looking more and more comfortable for him. Yeah. Kuma Dark 17 say, why people change screw on the elevator? There's a lot of reasons you could do it. It's so why you turn it off, it makes Zeb skip easier. Why you turn it off on the elevator, it I don't know if you noticed this, but if you open the menu and close the menu while going down the elevator, so you press pause and then you press down to go down the elevator, you actually go down the elevator when your feet touch the bottom of the screen instead of when your head touches the bottom of the screen. So it saves about 40 frames or almost a whole second compared to just pausing and unpausing anywhere. But why you turn off screw attack, I almost explained it. It makes Zeb skip easier. A trick later, just in a minute here. And yeah, like why in that place, yeah. It saves about a second. A little, I rounded up to a second. 40 frames, it's about 2/3 of a second. Yeah, also screw attack does bonk around the Metroids. Instead of them attaching to you. Sloaters is probably very seasoned in speed Zeb skip instead of ice Zeb skip. So, I don't know. It probably wasn't for Zeb skip. It was probably for the Metroids. Alright. Hacksaww is... Oh, it is... Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, if you saw Hacksaw's screen right there, he had to go till his head touched the bottom of the screen. He went below the screen and then it screen transitioned. If you go back and watch Sloaters when he goes into Torian after the stream or whenever, you could probably find a lot of videos on it somewhere. I don't know where. But if you do end up going back, you'll see it's when his feet touch instead of when his head touches. Power bombing the Metroids because he doesn't have any bombs. Makes sense. He is being very careful with his health as he does not have Varia suit. But it does look like he's going for stand-up glitch. Yep, the perfect amount of health for stand-up glitch. Dang, I was really excited most of this race for Hacksaww to make the underdog victory over Sloaters. But I guess the big soft lock point is coming up for Sloaters, but again, with years and years of practice on stuff like this, it's looking less likely. We'll see what goes down though. Sloaters could still soft lock, not impossible. That would 99% chance give Hacksaww the win, but it's also a 99% chance that he doesn't soft lock. So it's not, I don't want to say not going to happen because commentators curse, but it's... He really pushed it close there. I was watching it for like the last 3-4 seconds. He really pushed it close to soft locking now. There. Yep, I think with that, the last chance of soft locking is out of the way, and that will give Sloaters the win. He could still die to escape. Not saying. He only has 3 minutes. That's like saying he has to be pretty fast to make it out of Zeb's alive. Can Sloaters make it out of Zeb's with 3 minutes? We'll have to see. How about we hope they both finish the race? Yep. Yeah, I agree with that statement. I think with the current loadouts, it would be hard for I wouldn't say hard, but less likely for either of the runners to die during Mother Brain, as it's a pretty easy final boss when you have all the items. Not impossible, but harder. Don't focus on soft locks or deaths. LOL. They put up a good one. Yeah. That's a very good point. Hacksaww being this close to Sloaters. Not. Yeah, I was trying to keep it very interesting. One second. All right, and with that, Sloaters did take this game. Hacksaww, however, is looking like he will finish it and not forfeit. I don't know for sure, though. It was a very close race. Props to Hacksaww. With that, Hacksaww doesn't go for stand-up glitch, eliminating any chance of soft locks. He will now have Mother Brain 3, a pretty easy final phase to the boss, and the escape with 3 minutes. Lots of twists and turns, very exciting, Trails says. I agree with that. Especially with the few deaths in Lower Norfair from Sloaters. Made it a lot more interesting. A lot more interesting. Thanks. Yeah. Make sure you follow our runners. Sloaters and both Hacksaww. Thank you, LFL. I appreciate that. It was my first time commentating. And thank you, Cheese Reaver, for picking up my slack and tracking. I have to shout out Cheese Reaver for being here throughout the whole thing. I only tracked like half the race. I kept getting distracted with commentary because it was my first time. I was focusing on that a lot more than tracking. But thank you, Cheese Reaver, for picking up my slack on that. And yeah, it was a very interesting race. Thank you, Sir Cabby. Yeah, I was really nervous going into this because I didn't know how I'd do on comms. Sloaters with the final time, it looks like, of 1:01:16. Hacksaww will be finishing only 5.5 minutes behind Sloaters. Very, very, very good time. Hacksaww with the nice moonfall, escape moonfall. Sloaters incoming for interview. Do I have to move him into the room? Hello, Sloaters.
Hello.
So, how did you feel about that seed, just in general? Let's start with that.
I was excited at first because I forget the exact order. It was like high jump, ice beam, grapple, spring ball, and I'm like, wow, I don't need gravity suit anymore. This will be a lot of fun. And then gravity turned up like 5 seconds later.
Yeah, I was making a comment Oh, and with that, Hacksaw just finished the race, but I was making a comment earlier, and I was like, Sloaters is a very good runner, and he's practiced in RBO. So once we saw, I think the first item was grapple, I got excited. I was like, what was it? Suitless Meridia, and then all the items just lined up. It was a little interesting to see gravity so early, but it's also a welcome point.
Oh, thanks for GG, guys.
So, is Hacksaw joins us too now, or now too. Sorry,
Yeah,
this is my first interview, so I'm a little nervous, but how did you feel about the race in general, like the seed progression, how Hacksaw?
You're nervous. I was playing sloaters.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point.
Now, sloaters is too good. He's way better than I am. So I knew if I did the same thing he did, he wins easy. So I had to do something different. So that's why early on I went to ship. There was nothing at ship. The whole power bomb counting thing, that was just horrible. You know, if I did that right, I don't win, but at least it would have put on a better show. You know, but yeah, no, GG. I knew I had to find something up there, and I didn't. So that was pretty much the nail in the coffin.
I did say, or early on, I did say, for you to have a very good chance of winning this match, you both had to do very different routes, and yours would have to pay off. And actually, you did very different routes, and Sloaters ended up dying a few times on his escape of Lore Norfair, which evened it out a lot more. It almost gave you 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes leeway of extra time. Speaking about that, Sloaters, what was going through your head when you were dying on the way out of Lore Norfair?
Well, I thought I had enough health to do it, and I think I did have enough, but I took an extra hit in Wasteland and also was just very slow because I kind of messed up the strat I was doing. I wasn't worried about being stuck. I was more worried I would lose a ton of time if it wasn't going to be enough health, which it wasn't. So I knew what I had to do. I was hoping to like just find like an E tank somewhere, along the way to escape. But I knew there was definitely I was gonna be able to get out, but I was definitely worried it was gonna be super slow, especially after like pretty much full clearing the area and not really finding much besides ammo.
Yeah, that Lore Norfair was pretty brutal. I don't think any player found an energy tank in Lore Norfair, but both Lore Norfairs were closer to, go mode Lore Norfairs. But you going without the Varia suit was definitely made the race a lot more interesting.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for me now. I seem to have a hard time finding that suit.
X-ray. It was at X-ray.
Yeah, that's a bummer too, because I used to always even do like early X-ray, and in this seed, like it wasn't even necessary because we had all the items for it. But I've kind of felt burned doing X-ray. It's a pretty long check, and especially in full rando, like it's easy to burn a lot of time there if it's just ammo or something. So I've kind of stopped like doing that check, and of course once I start doing that, there's a good item there for once.
Yeah.
I figured that was like my only chance after seeing ship having nothing. Was it either something's in Gauntlet or Blue Brain or X-ray? And I checked all the above, X-ray being last, and I was like, okay, Varia's here. He probably doesn't have Varia, so I might have a chance. So just go.
Yep, it definitely was an interesting race. I do have a question for Sloaters real quick. When did you decide to go without Varia suit? Like, what moment was like, I'm not going to find Varia. I'm just going to go without it.
I mean, I was definitely thinking about it after getting gravity because just all the items I had at that point was going to make it super comfy. Screw attack makes things way easier. Grapple makes the farming super easy. So I was kind of leaning towards going to Meridia. That kind of felt like was where the seed was pointing me. So I was going to full clear that and do like all the upper Norfair stuff. And I was just kind of banking on if not finding Baria, then hopefully I find the E-tanks and the ammo I need to just do lower Norfair then and there. So that's, I guess once I probably found like that reserve tank, that was probably at the point where I was like, well, this is probably not enough energy to actually do this.
Yep. Now, Hacksaw, when you were sorry, I just lost my train of thought again. I had a question for you. What made you go up instead of down in Red Tower? Was there like any specific thing, or just trying to deviate from a normal route when facing sloaters?
I mean, it's sloaters, so I pretty much had to go up.
Yeah.
I figured he wasn't going up and he wasn't going to do shit. You know, we had the stuff to go up too. We had ice, we had grapple, so wreck ships in play. But even if I didn't have that stuff, I was still going to go that way.
That makes sense. Having a plan before the race is pretty big, honestly, because when you face someone like Sloaters with a almost 41-minute any percent PB, you really have to do something very different. If you do the same route, he'll just beat you with pure knowledge of the game and practice. So you do have to do something different. So I do think that was a good idea. Anyways, I don't have any more questions. Do you have questions for each other?
Now, I just want to say thanks for commentating. Thanks for the restream. Thanks, trackers. Thanks, everybody involved. Thanks, Sloaters, for the race. Hope everybody enjoyed watching that. And
Yeah.
GG's. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I'll second that. Thank you, Desmus. Thank you, all the SRA staff, for getting the restream up, and GG Hacksaw. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yep. Make sure you follow the runners. Make sure you follow Cheese Reaver. Yep. Thank you for posting that in chat. It was a very close race. Only 5 minutes separating them. That's actually pretty close. And it looks like we're gonna go raid Speedrunners Arena 2 for a hype four-way race that's going on right now. Are we good? Thank you for the interviews.
Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all later.